Okay, so today we're going to show you how to install the carbon fiber rock guards on the back of the F80, F82, M3, and M4s. To do this, we included the kit which has all the brackets and the rock guards, but we want to show you how it's actually done. So we're going to come down in here and I will show you what needs to be done. This is obviously the back of the car we're looking at. Now if you look back here, the first thing you got to do is take the wheel off. The reason is you can't get to these bolts otherwise. So once the bolts are off, you want to get a 8mm and remove the 2 screws on that's marked by tape. So here we have it marked for you so you can see it. Normally you wouldn't have the tape there. There's 2 8mm. So remove the 2 8mm. Once these screws are removed, you want to take your rock guards. Now when you tape them up, make sure you get the ones that says rears. The rears, remove the tape. There's actually 2 of them. They're very thin. So we're going to take these apart and then we're going to use one of them for this side. Now before you can mount the rock guard, obviously you can tell that you can't do it without a bracket because of the way the design of the fender. The fender is sort of recessed in here, right? So it's tucked in here. So we included these brackets that allow you to use it. So the way these brackets work is you put these brackets in right where the holes are, okay? So you line them up and use the same 8mm screws you removed. So take the 8mm, put it back through the holes. So we're gonna put one in here at the top. Don't tighten it yet, leave it loose. We're gonna put both of them in first. This is how the brackets look. You see both are attached with the original screw holes. All right. Grab your rock guard. They're ambidextrous, so you can go left or right, it doesn't matter. Just grab one of the rears. Take the bolts that we took off earlier. All right, put it through the front of the rock guard like this. All right, once that's through like that, we line it up with the bracket, and then we're gonna put it through the hole in the bracket. This angle piece should be lined up right against the fender right here. So it goes up and then lines up with the fender. When that's lined up, we're gonna go in here, we're gonna tighten the 8mm. All right, there we go. And then we tighten these. That's it. So when that's done, we're gonna put the wheel back on. Once we put the wheel on, then we'll repeat for the other side. You can see how it sits in there. So if we come around to the other side, it's supposed to look like that. All right, so here we are looking at the driver's side. Earlier was the passenger side. So driver's side, same thing, you know, take the 2 8mm bolts out. After you take the 8mm bolts out, use our provided brackets. Put the screws through the bracket, so we're going to reuse the same screws. And we're going to reattach these back to the fenders. This will give it the spacing we need. So we want the U shape facing this way. So the openings here and the facing that way, all right? So we're gonna do the same thing with the second one. Bracket number 1, bracket number 2. When these are positioned correctly, take a look at the angle. This top part right here should be right at the edge of the bumper, which you can see it's perfectly there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna tighten the 8mm bolts first. Okay. Then we're going to tighten the screws, and that completes the rear once these are tightened. There you go. Now we put the wheel back on, and then we can work on the fronts next. All right, so now we're moved up to the front of the car. This is the driver's side front. Make sure you got the right rock guards, which should be labeled front. There'll be 2 holes pre-drilled on it. So for the fronts, it's a little bit easy to do. You're not using any existing bolts because there's no bolts really here. It's all smooth. So what we want to do is first have a Sharpie handy. take the rock guard and just kind of position it right there. And then look for where this thing slides down should meet with the blue. And if you look from the outside, see if you like how far it sticks out, because everybody has a little different preference. But you want to fine tune it. Like for us, we like it right in the middle. So right where this part touches the blue, that's where we like to put it, like this. Now when you're happy with the position, get a Sharpie and mark the blue dot like this. And when you take it out, you're gonna see that this is the dot that we want to drill. So you want to drill right in the middle between these two door sills. So we drilled it right there. So you see the holes marked there. So use a drill bit. Just drill a small little hole right in the middle. When that hole's drilled, take the screw. These are self-tapping, self-drilling screws, but we like to drill a small pilot hole. It makes it easier. And then put this screw in first. Don't tighten it yet. Now you want to line the top, same as the back. You want where this piece bends up, right at the start of the fender there. And when you look at it from the other side, if you like the positioning of it, then just mark the hole with your Sharpie, like that. And then you take one of our self-drilling screws again and line it up with the hole. And this thing will go right in. Don't over tighten it because you don't need it to be super tight. Okay. Both are on there. It's nice and tight. So now it's done. Take a look at it. And we'll look at it from the other side so you kind of see what it's supposed to look.